Welcome to day 15 of the long trail. I am standing on the summit of Camel's Hump, my favorite mountain in Vermont, before sunrise. It's gonna be a good day, guys. Come along with me. What a great way to start the morning. That was a steep climb up to the summit. I couldn't film it, most of it, because it was completely dark. But it's like a straight up climb. You climb almost 1,400 feet. And it's 1.7 miles up, but there's quite a long section that's just pretty flat, and there's actually a section that you're going down. So the actual part that you're climbing up and doing that 1,400 feet is straight up, and yeah, it's fun. I went down that way, went basically southbound when I did Camel's Hump the first time, because I did a loop, and it was super fun then too. Camel's Hump just has so many good things going for it. I mean, it's got the alpine zone, you got the 360 view with the really pointy summit. You've got, it's just like such an iconic looking mountain when you look at it from like another mountain. It looks so cool. It's my favorite in Vermont, and honestly, it's like, it's one of the coolest ones in New England. Like it's a cool mountain. Also, it's the site of a plane crash. I don't remember what the year was. Might have been in the 40s, but I'm not sure. Yeah, a plane actually crashed into Camel's Hump near the summit, and ended up down the mountain a little ways. I went and checked it out when I came here before, and that's in my video. So if you want to see that plane crash, go and watch my Camel's Hump video from 2022, and you can see the plane crash. I didn't do it today because I would have had to go, it would have been like on the way coming up, so I don't need to see it again. But now I begin my descent, and it's going to be just a lot of down today. This was my real main climb. I don't have an exact plan of how far I'm going to go today, because I'll just kind of see where I end up. I'm not pushing real hard. I want to do at least 10 miles, and anything beyond that is bonus. So somewhere in the 10 to 15 mile range I think will be the sweet spot today, and that will set me up good to approach Mansfield. So here we go on another day. So the Burroughs Trail is a popular way to ascend Camel's Hump, and that's the way I came up when I did it before. You can actually come up, and then it's a half mile from this intersection up to the summit. Take a right there, and then I descended the long trail, and then connected to the Forest City Trail to make it a loop. So I've never been one to do coffee on trail. Not for any particular reason, mostly just because it's like another step, another thing to get, another thing to cook. But I met a section hiker at Skyline Lodge, and they gave me a few things that they had because they were finishing up, and they gave me some instant coffee. So I'm gonna give it a try this morning and see how it is. Alright, so I got my coffee, and for snack I got my chocolate chip pancake Pop-Tart. So basically pancake breakfast. Alright, here we go. Not too bad for trail coffee. We'll give it the thumbs up. Before I leave, I'll give you a shelter tour. This down here is the cooking area. So you got a picnic table, a wash pit, which not every shelter has, but some of the more popular ones have them. They're kind of where to collect food scraps when you're washing out your pot so they don't get dispersed everywhere. Then you got the luxury items of 1, 2, 3 bear boxes, which are truly luxury. Up here is the shelter. This is Bamforth Ridge Shelter, and it's pretty nice, pretty big. And we got kind of a raised platform in here to sleep in, plenty of room for gear and everything. The water source is down this way. I actually need to refill, so I'll come down here. Here is the water source. Obviously, right now I'm in kind of a drought, so it would normally have a lot more water than this. This pipe you could probably get water from right at the end there, but not today. So it'll be a little bit trickier, but I'll get some water real quick. Then you've got a privy, which is actually quite clean and nice. Last but not least, there's a path out this way that will take you to the tent sites. Most shelters have some sort of map to kind of give you an idea of where everything is. Usually you'll find them in the shelter or on the outside of the shelter, but in this case there's a sign as you enter the spur trail. And now I'm back to the long trail. So Buchanan Shelter is 11.8. That's tentatively where I'm planning to go. However, today is very flexible, and if I don't make it that far, I'm not gonna push it too hard. I just want to have a nice kind of relaxing day. I'm about 5.5 miles in, so yeah, it would put me over 17 miles for the day, but I did start very early. That break I just took was very long, much longer than I normally would take, but again, I mean, I was up at 4:30 this morning to roll out and climb Camel's Hump, so I feel like since I pushed so hard this morning, I can go a little easier in the middle of the day. So I'll see where I end up today. I'm just gonna enjoy myself out here. It's another beautiful day, so I'm gonna keep moving. Tell you what, guys, this section of the trail, everything after Appalachian Gap has just been incredible. You grow kind of accustomed to just getting a few small views each day, which is fine. You really appreciate them. But now it's like there's just so many good views along the trail, and the trail's so interesting. All the terrain, the slabs and the boulders and everything. It's just, this section has been very enjoyable. Rugged, but enjoyable. Okay, I made it down to a trailhead. This little snake. I made it down to a trailhead for Camel's Hump. This would be kind of a longer approach for Camel's Hump. It's like 6.2 to the summit from here. So, but anyway, I'm gonna hop on this road. I'm close to Route 2, but there's this other road that's kind of parallel to it. And so I have to do a little bit of a road walk to reconnect to the trail, which will kind of go in between this road and Route 2 for a little bit. And then I'll cross Route 2 and start climbing again. So I'll probably have lunch at some point between here and there. We'll see though. All right, guys, it's lunchtime. I had heard that the heat was going to be leaving us and cooler weather was on its way, but today it is still so hot. I've been sweating so much, and for someone who usually doesn't sweat a whole lot, I'm sweating a lot, so it's brutal. I don't know, some days I get the imposter syndrome of like, yeah, you've come all this way, but there hasn't been any rain, so it's less of a challenge. But I don't know what's harder, hiking in the heat or in the rain. I think in some ways it's physically harder in the heat, but maybe mentally harder in the rain, I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of a late lunch today, but shouldn't be more than 6 miles from here to the shelter, if I push to the shelter. And I almost stopped a little ways back on the trail, but thankfully I pulled my map out to check if there are any views coming up, and I saw the little star, so I pushed a little further, and sure enough there is. So I'm gonna hang out here a while and get some calories. Guys, hiking in this heat is seriously no joke. I haven't really checked to see how hot it is or how much humidity there is. I just have known it's been bad, but I just checked it because I have the thermometer right on my bag. It's currently 80 degrees with 70% humidity. That's insane. September, and this is what it's been like for the past week anyway. So it's like just trying to do these big climbs. It's tough. It's like if you stop and rest for a little bit, you cool off, your heart rate goes back down, you're good. But once you start going back up, it's like immediately the sweat starts pouring off your brow. You're just completely soaked. It's tough. Welcome to the summit of Oxbow Mountain, aka my last climb of the day. From here it should be just about all downhill until I get to the shelter, of which the spur should be less than a mile away. So I am closing in on it. I'm still so hot, and I'm excited to take my pack off and set up camp for the night. Well, I am finally to camp. This was certainly not the easier day that I had hoped for, but I am so glad that it worked out, and going over Camel's Hump today was such a highlight, and seeing the sunrise was just great. But now that I've made it to camp, I am excited to have a relaxing evening and morning. I'm not going to leave super early tomorrow or anything, so I'm just going to do all my camp chores and make my dinner. Tonight I am having rice with my mini tortillas, and then I also got some pepperoni to go in there too, so that's going to be really good. And then yeah, tomorrow I will do the approach to Mansfield, and I've got a couple shelters in mind that I might stay at, but it should actually be an easier day than today, or at least a shorter day. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay inspired, stay creative, and I will see you on day 16. Good night.